like you see when you go for parties, these old guys doing magic tricks and stuff like that. You know, same one with, you know, but how did you really come across stuff to kind of study this craft?
I think it was a blessing in a way that I didn't have a teacher, Damien, because I had to visualize things, be more creative.
Right.
So it was actually books that I started with. Because down then we didn't have internet, we didn't have YouTube.
Of course, yeah.
I wish I was born probably 20 years later.
Yeah, because now it's so much easier. Everything's at your fingertips.
So I'm from Kandy actually. So it was very difficult in Kandy. You basically have nothing. And even the Magic Circle meetings are in Colombo.
Right.
So what I used to do during school holidays, I used to wait to travel to Colombo and visit a particular bookshop where I knew they would at least have 1 or 2 new books.
Right.
And I used to save all my pocket money, especially the money given for snacks and all. And at the end, my parents decided, let's not give him any money because this fellow doesn't eat, he doesn't drink, and he saves everything for magic. Yeah. So because the books, even at that time, I remember used to be about 800, 900 bucks. And that was like a lot of...
I don't even know what they cost now.
Now I really
don't know.
I don't know. But the good thing was it gave me the basics.
Right.
Unlike the magicians today, they start with probably an advanced version, but they really don't know the basics.
Right,
you need to know the basics.
That's the same with any kind of craft or any kind of thing that you approach anything. Exactly. But can you remember the first advanced trick that you mastered that you were really proud of? You know, wow, you know, okay, maybe I can do this. This is something that you were really proud of, your first big trick. Can you remember what it was?
Yes, I think it's crystal transposition, which I even performed
How
today.
does that happen?
It's actually
you're going to do that today?
No, it's an illusion. It has to be done on stage. It's
a
big
thing. Right.
But I did perform it on the 13th of June.
Right,
which was like my end show, and everybody loved that more than any of the other effects. So it's actually a version out of Harry Houdini. So Harry Houdini is one of the world famous ice escape artists. So he used to have a huge box, a wooden box, where he's handcuffed, put in a bag, tied in, and he's put in the box, and the box is locked, and then his wife gets on the box, and there's a transposition, they change places.
They swap places,
but it took a long time, and it was a wooden box, and it was big. What I did was I brought a smaller box, which was 2 feet by 3 feet, which is actually the size when you crouch down, and I handcuffed myself, put myself in the bag. Actually, it was the other way. I got my friend to be in the bag, handcuffed, and my box was transparent. That was another change I did. And
so people can actually see what's going on.
See through, and even if you go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Night of Illusions, which is my brand, you'll see a clip of the video of the last show I did. And the transposition happens in 2 seconds. I don't know whether it's a world record, but I've never seen it at that speed, and no one in the world does a transparent box. So I've broken most of the challenges magicians had in this particular trick. And I think that's something I'm proud about because I first did it in 2003 and I'm still doing it.
And you're still pretty young, man. Like, I mean, some of the magicians on your cards here, of course, they've been doing it for a while. I mean, they're well into, I mean, at least their 60s and stuff like that. I mean, you started very young and still very young, and I mean, you're learning so much. And I mean, a couple of years, man.
Maybe I'm not as young as you think. Probably. I'm married and I have a kid.
That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be old. But still, I mean, I think it's a great thing. And I always like meeting people who have the courage to do something different and who have a dream and they follow their dream. Because, I mean, being a magician is not something like your parents, it must have been very hard for them. It's very hard for you as well to convince them. So it's just very inspiring that you actually, kept at it, because there were so many elements that would have discouraged you.
Actually, I mean, there was a period that I stopped magic during my higher studies.
Right.
For about 6 years, I didn't touch anything. I just locked my stuff in.
Right.
But I think that's also important. One message I would like to put out there, no matter what artist you are, I think your education also matters, and I realize it now.
Of course.
Because you're taken serious if you have a proper educational background.
That's true. And it's a fallback plan as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So magic is not my full-time job. Actually, I work for a different company.
But if you could do it full-time, you would do it, would you? Of course.
It's my passion.